For this virtual mini lesson, we have chosen to introduce food words to a Spanish 20 classroom by making a healthy salad. We will use a variety of instructional strategies including visual representation, a KWL chart, verbal direction, visualization, think aloud, and technology. Our goal is for students to learn and understand both the vocabulary and technique involved in making a simple salad in Spanish. The KWL chart gives information on what students currently know, what they may be wondering about, and then what they will learn by the end of the lesson. We start our lesson with a Google search of how to make a healthy salad. When we do this, we have to be very cautious to make sure that we are looking at salads that are actually healthy or salads that just appear healthy. Some pitfalls you can fall into include super high calories, high fat, any of that sort of thing. So we really want to try to navigate our students away from those sorts of things. Then our next question becomes, how do we incorporate this into a Spanish lesson? Well, we have discovered a recipe which includes a variety of important words to learn for Spanish. To ensure that we are learning the words in Spanish, we are going to be going over each ingredient in its Spanish form, and then we are going to be describing in English what to do with the ingredients.
Lettuce is lechuga. Bell pepper is pimentón. Carrot is zanahoria. Cucumber is pepino. Tomato is tomate. Apple is manzana. Pecans is pacanas. Feta is queso feta. Olive oil is aceite de oliva. Now I am going to wash my hands with soap and make sure I am scrubbing properly so I don't get my dirty hands on the food. I'm going to dry my hands with some paper towel. Now I'm going to wash the food to make sure that I wash off any sort of pesticides or any dirt on them. Now we are going to cut la lechuga. I am cutting the edge off because we do not put the end in our salad. This is the piece that we don't want to put in, so we're going to put it onto the side. We are cutting our salad horizontally because if we cut it vertically, it would give us long strips and we want shorter strips. I'm going to put my lettuce into this strainer so that I can wash it and the water will come out because it is very important to wash lettuce. Now I am going to flip around la lechuga and toss it in the strainer because I want to make sure that I'm washing all of it. Now, with el pimentón, I am going to cut out the top piece because we do not put that into the salad as it is not very tasty. We are going to clean up the pimentón because we don't want to eat any of the seeds as they are not very tasty. I grabbed the pimentón from the outsides to make sure that I'm not cutting my fingers. Now I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces because I do not want my pimentón to be in big chunks in my salad. I'm going to cut off both ends of la zanahoria because it makes it easier and safer to peel. I'm going to peel away from me because I do not want to cut myself with it. Now I'm going to use this cheese grater to grate my zanahoria because I want it to be in small little pieces so that it is not chunky in the salad. Now that my zanahoria is all grated, I am going to set it to the side. Now with my pepino, I'm going to use a fork to make a design on the sides of the pepino to make it look like a flower once it's all cut up. I'm going to also cut the pepino down the middle so we have smaller slices. For the tomate, we are going to wedge them. Here I'm being careful to make sure that I'm using proper knifing techniques so I don't cut my finger. With la manzana, I'm going to cut it down the middle and put some lemon juice on it so that it does not start to get brown while I make my salad. This also gives it a little bit of a limey taste that I like. I'm going to cut the halves in halves again and then wedge the apple. I am going to be careful in how I hold it so that the apple does not slip out of my fingers and I do not cut them. Now I'm going to slice that manzana into smaller pieces so that the apple slices are not so prominent in the salad. I am going to then put the apples on the side so I can start with my picanas. We are going to cut our picanas in a horizontal motion so that we can get smaller pieces in our salad so that they are not chunky. Once I am almost done slicing them, as they're really thin, I'm going to put it to the side and mix everything in my salad together. Now we're going to add the picanas. Now I'm going to put in el queso de feta. Now we are going to add in our aceite de oliva to make our salad dressing. We're going to add in our balsamic vinegar to finish up the dressing. Once we have made enough dressing for the entire salad, we're going to put it into our bowl. And we are going to mix our salad, mezclar la ensalada. And this brings us to the end of our Spanish lesson in how to make a salad.